beautiful February evening in Baltimore. It is a battle of the ACC versus the Big Ten as the North Carolina Tar Heels make the trip up north to take on the home-standing Johns Hopkins Blue Jays.
About fundamentals, patience, and confidence.
Facing off, Andrew Tyre for the North Carolina Tar Heels. Scrum at midfield, battling Tyler Dunn of Johns Hopkins. And the ground ball was picked up momentarily by North Carolina. Dispossessed, and now Johns Hopkins will enjoy the first possession of this ball game. Good wing play, good ground ball work, and
Blue Jays motion offense, 6 interchangeable pieces. Really less concerned about structure than they are about movement. And we'll talk about the rules of a motion offense.
Shot and a goal right off the bat. It's Russell Melendez off of the feed from Jacob Angelis. And this tandem has been red hot thus far in this season. And they get the party started tonight at Homewood.
Considering they played a taxing game on Saturday, you got to think that an early start is part of the recipe for success. You pass and cut the crease. That vacates a lot of space. Double team is drawn and Melendez flashes to space and finds a corner right-handed. A wonderful start.
Stick matchup. Hopkins very aggressive on the slides thus far in the game. There's miscommunication, but Marcille with another stop, his third.
Tim Marcille is locked in.
Of Evan Egan. The Egan brothers, Dewey and Evan, part of 5 sets of brothers on this North Carolina roster. Matt Cullison over to Angelis. Angelis, another risky feed in the middle. Degnan picks it up, gets rattled. Ball rolls away. Degnan able to pick it up and reset the Hopkins offense with 17 seconds left to shoot. Degnan gets inside on Connor Lawrence, scores. Garrett Degnan goes underneath, tucks his stick, and slips it by Colin Krieg. Blue Jays up 2-0.
Degnan's a big boy. Graduated last spring, getting his master's in finance. Likes the matchup and he uses his size. Little change of direction there, subtle lean in to get leverage. Watch him shimmy his hips.
Unbelievable tradition here at Homewood Field.
Those flags are attached to the goal for every lacrosse game here at Johns Hopkins University, and a reminder for those who play. A lot of moments you think about and you connect to their sacrifice, and it's just a constant reminder.
Feed in the front, shot, and Carolina is now on the board. Great feed, the dip and dunk from Sean Goldsmith. The Mercer transfer gets the Tar Heels off the deck.
Marcille's a little shaken up. We got our first look at Sean Goldsmith. Big target, 6'4", 200. He can shoot the rock. He's positioned inside. Hopkins sends the double team, and there's no help from the backside. Goldsmith does a wonderful job tiptoeing the crease. Wing dodge.
They get it cleared, and they will go back on offense.
Outstanding, outstanding clear.
And Hopkins fans might be wondering why Cramp didn't put the flags up right before face-off, which is history, and there is now a Veterans Memorial Wall in Cordish. And there is a beautiful move to the cage, 1-on-1. It's Dylan Bauer getting underneath the defense and slamming it past Colin Krieg.
He's a junior from Park City, Utah. Clark's probably out there skiing this weekend. But let me tell you, Bauer's the most improved Johns Hopkins player on the roster. He has taken huge strides with new offensive coordinator John Crawley. He's a tough cover because he's got good.
Egan with the step. Marcille gets a piece of it. Ball goes out of bounds. The race to the end line won by Johns Hopkins. Great hustle play. And that is the 7th turnover for North Carolina.
Not sure that was a turnover, if it was a save. Brushing off Marcille, who dove, and it looked like he came up a little gimpy.
I got Russ DeLynn arguing otherwise.
They reset the shot clock. This is going in! Marcille!
Marseille steps up at the restraining line, recognizes the empty net. High bouncers will go. Marseille nestles it under the crossbar. Hopkins is up 4-1.
You don't see that every day of the week.
I love you.
Tuesday turmoil for Krieg and the 10-man from Carolina. Empty net from 80 yards, 79, 75 yards. Excuse me, 65 yards. Marseille. Boom, bouncer. In the last 2 years.
I notice he's not jumping. He was jumping a lot 2 years ago. He's keeping his feet on the ground, and to your point, much better fundamentals.
Mark, as far as that goal is concerned, I have never seen a Hopkins goalie score a goal in a game.
I can't recall.
I know Brett Queener scored against Johns Hopkins, but I mean, you got to go way back, I think.
It was 2007 when Albany was here. Shot goes wide.
I mean, I know Johnny Marcus never scored a goal. I didn't score a goal. Brian Carcaterra didn't score a goal.
I don't think
Brian Carcaterra, I would say, would be
he would be the guy you might guess. He would
Yeah.
venture over the midfield line. Egan with the shot and a goal. Beautiful pick behind the cage. Frees up the big man. He slams it home, and Carolina has got their second tally of the ball game.
For as poorly as they've shot the ball, that makes them 2 for 15. The Heels are right in this game. It's 4-2. 7 turnovers and now shooting 2 of 15. But Mark, you mentioned it. Watch this pick, left to right. Stationary by Goldsmith, or was it moving? But man, leaves Hopkins in the dust right here. They try to switch it off, but Jaronski, 77, takes the roll. And Sunday night, ate at Sammy's up in Hunt Valley last night. And all the players, I talked to a bunch of the players before the game, they said the chicken parm, the baked ziti was unbelievable, but they brought out a fried dough dessert last night. And they said a lot of them fell asleep before the Tar Heel basketball game was over. Sammy's up in Hunt Valley is a spot.
Great call. Great call. Let's see what Hopkins has cooked up out of the timeout. Collison being guarded by Marr. Angeles has the Carolina defense hung up. 30 seconds to shoot for the Blue Jays. Angeles pushes aside. Good recovery by the Carolina defense. Big jam. Shot and goal. Collison, big boy Lacrosse, steps through the aggressive check, squares his hips, and bounces it past Colin Krieg. 5-2 Jays.
That's a freshman. Listed at 6'4", 225 from Ontario. Caught my eye. Scored a couple goals against Denver in the scrimmage, but just look at him lean in and use the body here. Boom, right there. Get out of my way. Stays with the two-handed cradle. Calm demeanor, mature attitude. Played in some big indoor games. He's part of the Minto Cup, and he is learning to assert himself against. It's hard to double, because his defender was still in good position. And you're reading that and you're saying, well, I don't need to double team him. Our guy's not beat.
Shot and a goal. It's Tillman with the dunk. And the referees are going to give it to him. Schwartz on the assist.
Schwartz, here's Schwartz. And Hopkins comes across and the backside slides just a hair low. Lance Tillman from Colorado, the senior, part of the
shot clock, not an issue. Alex Bresci, his father Chuck, 94 graduate of North Carolina. Good defender, all ACC performer. Grimes still with the ball on his stick. Gets it up top. This is Angeles, looks at the clock, 10 seconds. English applying the defense. Angeles whips it behind the cage, feet up top. Grimes, let's go, and scores! Brendan Grimes, time, room, Pater.
Peter Millenman was stalking the ref, said, should we call a timeout, should we call a timeout? Angeles with the skip pass. Look at Grimes follows through, and look at his stick. Broken in bits.
Almost like a women's game, that feel, as
Not
a goaltender.
Good. Not good. You're doing your homework every night with ice packs.
On the pain scale, what are you, 0 to 10? What are you thinking?
Oh, no, that's a 6.
Good double team. Wind up, shot and score! Harry Welford roofs it.
What I like about here, the bounce shot, using the earth. Watch the ricochet he gets out well in front of the crease, and so that ball ends up going over the shoulder.
First midfield unit back on the field for the Tar Heels. DeMarco to Tillman. Tillman now with the Hopkins defense hung up. Feet up top. Zinser shot! Dart! Bullseye! PJ Zinser with the high heat. We've got a one-goal game.
Mentioned that he has the shot with the right hand. It's a howitzer. PJ Zinser, Gonzaga down in DC. He's an academic star, received the Elite 90 for the highest GPA back in 2021 at the Final Four. I asked Coach Bresch, I'm like, who's this guy Zinser, the smart kid? He goes, oh, wait until you see him shoot.
Nothing. Both goaltenders playing very well. Chivette gets a pick. Gets in the stick of the quarterback of this Johns Hopkins offense, Jacob Angelos. Angelos gets a step on Ty English. Good recovery by the Tar Heels. Degnan, shorty matchup, draws a double. 25 to shoot for Hopkins. Cullison with that big body, steps in and delivers. That was a battle of two mastodons, Collison versus Barton. The freshman Canadian wins that toe-to-toe, and the Blue Jays are back up by 2.
His second unassisted carbon copy of the first. Keeps it simple. Too big, too strong, too determined to get to his left hand. His right hand's sold separately right now. But man, nobody's gotten him off his tracks. Look at him just barreling in, sets his feet, shoots through pressure. Puts us to a good spot down low, changing levels, 5-hole on.
Kobe Bryant, he likes to practice before practice, taking shots.
You know, it's funny, a lot of the young goalies, the freshmen and sophomores, take a ton of reps before and after practice. By the time they're seniors, not so much. They've been hit enough. They understand that putting in 5 minutes of focus.
Zinser with another rocket. Plants his feet, lets fly, and sizzles the twine. 7-6.
Well, this is why you have film sessions and you do scouting reports. And you say, hey, Matt Collison, 16 of Hopkins, he's a big, strong lefty. He's going to try to barrel his way left-handed to the net. PJ Zinser, 44. He'll come off the bench and play some midfield for Carolina. He's a nice-sized kid, but he likes to set his feet right-handed and shoot it. And you just give him too much greenery. And you see Marcial. There's nothing.
The Eisenhower Library.
One time at band camp.
So our game summary there. Out of the timeout, James Matton, freshman, checking in. Hunter Juronsky, watching him. DeMarco winds up, shoots and scores! What a shot from Antonio DeMarco from distance. High to low, finds its way between the wickets of Tim Marcial, and we are tied.
Stinging from the wing, sophomore from Penn Charter in PA. Inside Lacrosse's number 15 recruit a year ago as a freshman. He's now a sophomore. Got some PT last year, changed his levels, just handcuffs Marcial. A high release to a low location.
20 minutes and 30 seconds. Gagnon loses it, there's Matt Wright. Creates the turnover, great pickup by Barton.
That's Carolina right now, forcing some tempo into this game, making it an athletic contest.
Alex Bresci turns, gets it up to Egan. Egan calmly gets it over to Matt Wright. This Carolina pressure seems to be getting to the Blue Jays. Nice play in the middle of the field by Kaufman of Johns Hopkins to dislodge it, but Welford is there to pick it up.
Still tons of time, 8.5 minutes. We're not even halfway through this fourth quarter. Very similar to Saturday's game, Blue Jays in Georgetown.
Antonio DeMarco. Nice move. Morgan McDonough breaking ankles behind the cage, gets top side, sends it home. First lead of the night for Carolina.
Good things happen when you get the ball behind the net. You got Lance Tillman and then you got Logan McGovern. Both have elite speed and quickness. Pick effective. Both Hopkins players shade him as a lefty, and he changes it up. McGovern, the grad transfer from Bryant. This is a young
midi for Hopkins.
Goldsmith gave that a long look, didn't he? Gave it a long look. You know, one of the problems with this motion offense is this positionless. Right. A lot of times you get a tackling caught up and having to play D.
Scherzinger was like, whoa, whoa. Feed, shot, goal! There it is right there. Goldsmith passed it up initially, but that time he let her rip. Steps into it, beats Marcille. The Tar Heels are up by a pair.
Two transfers making a big difference in this fourth quarter. I think this was Logan McGovern from behind the net. Here he is pushing right-handed off the pick. His eyes are up. Pass is low, but nice long arms and stick. He can.
And if you're Krieg, you just want to be in a position. You just want to be in a position.
Carolina can slow things down to McGovern and Tillman.
DeMarco with the step and the goal. And right now, it is all Carolina blue.
Hopkins is out of gas. They had a 7-5 lead. Zinser, DeMarco, McGovern, Goldsmith, DeMarco again. Heels are running circles around the Jays. ISO help is a tad bit late, but man, that's a severe angle shot. I think we're seeing the maturation, the emergence of Antonio.
11-4.
Yeah, 11-3.
Yeah. And I think teams are scheduling that way. Coaches are scheduling that way. Empty net, Dewey Egan slams it home, and I think that'll be the exclamation point on this come-from-behind victory for the North Carolina Tar Heels.
6 straight. Carolina finishes off with 6.
North Carolina has outscored Hopkins 8-1 here in the second half.
Happy Valentine's Day, Tar Heels.